what we're trying to do here is we're trying to cook. I love the Herods. You know how much I love the Herods. And I was thinking, like, they're all Romans, right? This guy's a Roman. This guy's a Roman. They're all Romans. So, like, what if I there's some Roman things in, like destroying Jerusalem, you know?
Yeah. Also, hi guys.
Yep.
Anyway, another card. You don't have to add it if you want to add some Roman spice. What you could do is you could play the Terrifying Beast.
Hmm.
Because the Terrifying Beast can ban to any Roman and then basically make your opponent get rid of a card no matter what. So it always puts your opponent at -1 and adds to your ban. The only
Wow.
problem is that if you have Herod's Temple, you can't use its toss ability.
Yep. Yep.
That said, um, you want to make your Herod CBN without Herod's Temple?
Oh, yeah. I also, yeah, definitely wanted to try and make my Herod CBN. Would that be cool? How do we do that?
Okay, so all you need to do is play an offense that has a lot of heroes with the word negated in its ability.
I think I see where this is going.
And then you put down Overtaken because your own heroes can actually trigger Overtaken and it'll last until your next turn. It's at the very bottom.
Wow. Okay. Right. So I just have to attack with heroes with negated in it, and then it makes my Herods cannot be negated, and that's just OP.
Yeah, and you don't need Herod's Temple, so there's no toss or risk involved either.
Right.
Because I saw your video talking about like the risk involved with Herod's Temple being fun. You don't need the risk anymore.
What do you, oh, like the risk of like tossing the top card of my deck?
Yeah, you don't have to worry about reserving your Son of God or anything anymore with Overtaken,
Right. Right.
which is really fun.
I
Also,
still
if your
think
opponent,
like
oops,
I
sorry.
still think Herod's Temple is good enough to include in the deck, but just like
Oh,
maybe not
absolutely, just for
yeah.
protection.
Oh yeah. Okay,
That's
I really
completely
like
fine.
that. Let's do like try
Yeah,
to do Old Testament like cannot be negated humans
yeah.
as the offense.
Also, if you wanted to, just for engine reasons, you could replace Archelaus with Emperor Nero and then play Denarius.
Oh,
That
I
way you
actually
can
kind of
start
like that.
because that way you still get the CBN protection from loan, but instead it comes with a draw three.
Dude. And I can play delivered to like turbo it out.
Yep. Especially since all your evil guys are gold.
Yeah. Okay. I was looking at this earlier and there's a so I could run a Emperor Nero. That's I but I also
You can also add Emperor Augustus or whatever.
yeah, because this guy can just band to a Roman.
Yeah.
I could get
That
like a
said,
big banding chain.
that said, the the problem with Augustus, um, is that Augustus or however you want to say it, um, he only says NT card, so it's kind of like not good against the meta. Because
Yeah.
what if your opponent's playing like an OT deck like Honeypot, right? Then they don't have to
Yeah.
discard anything. So it's like you're kind
Yeah,
of just
he's
adding
only good
another
against
gray guy for no
yeah.
reason.
Okay.
That
And
said, if you
like
wanted to add more gray support, you can always add Entrapping Pharisees since it's one of the best cards in the game.
I feel like my defense is kind of getting overloaded on I feel like I gotta just stick to one thing.
All right, yeah. You can get rid of Augustus. That said, um
But
if
I
you
like
wanted,
Denarius.
yeah, that said, if you want to get draw threes without the Denarius play, what you can do is you could play Herod Philip, I believe the second is his name, or I don't remember his name either. Oh, there he is.
It's
It's Claudius. It's the top one.
right. I was close. Yeah, what do you
The
think about
problem
this
is that
guy?
I think he's good. The thing is, he just adds an extra card. Because here's the thing: you have protection from loan and you have protection from multi. You can use anything in any scenario. So adding Claudius just kind of doesn't matter. And
Yeah, just
he's
kind of like
entirely a dead card if your opponent's playing Old Testament, which will be a majority of the meta this year, probably.
yeah. So you're saying he just kind of waters down the deck. Right. Right, right.
He lowers the effectiveness, yes.
Honestly,
That said, give me 1 second because my iPad's at 1% and I need to switch devices. I'll be right back.
okay.
I'm disconnected from my guy.
Try again.
Is this on speaker? Is I recommend, by the way, either going for the Philip draw threes or the Denarius.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Denarius. I like the spice there.
Because if you have both, it becomes kind of redundant because then you have two loan protections.
Yeah.
That
The
said,
cool
I
thing
think
about
my guy is stuck in talk mode.
no, he's chilling.
Never mind. That's just a visual glitch, I think.
So I like Daenerys because it can grab an evil Roman from deck, so I don't need to grab Emperor Nero first. I can like use it to grab my other Herods first if I need to. That's so sick.
Yeah, you can always do that. That said, I still recommend either going for Philip or for Denarius plus Nero.
Yeah, I'm gonna do Daenerys plus Nero.
Okay, then I'd cut Archelaus because you don't need two different loan protection guys.
All right, I'll trust you on this one. Although I'm hesitant to do this, I'll trust you.
I know because his ability is really good. That said, um, another thing you can do is there's of course the Herods, but you can't forget the rest of the royal family. That being Herodias and Herodias's daughter.
Oh yeah, I think we can forget them. No, just kidding. Okay, let's see what they do.
Well, with Overtaken, you can CBN lock your opponent out of their reserve, period. And with Daughter, you can just reserve their territory hero every single time you block. And both
Dude,
of those are CBN.
I mean, it sounds good, but I feel like I'd rather play these evil characters, and I feel like we're running out of slots for defense.
Not necessarily. Because I'm sorry, this is just the way I deck build. I make a huge mess and then I cut after.
Right. Okay. Okay. I like it. I'm a fan. We can trim the fat later. All right. Adding the fat,
Exactly.
we'll trim it later.
Exactly. That said, one of the advantages of having Herodias's daughter is that you can stick Antipasta into reserve because she can go to reserve and then get Antipas.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
since Deceiver can also go to reserve, you're just set. You have two ways to Antipas in reserve at any given time.
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
Because I've found that Antipas is kind of your last resort for when your protection isn't working.
Hmm. Okay. He'll be like my really like silver bullet, and he'll be ready to drop the. I have contagious fear or Romans destroy Jerusalem in the reserve.
I hope you have Futile Inquisition as well.
Oh, that's main deck for sure. For sure.
No, because it goes in reserve because Antipas just gets it.
Right. Right. I mean, I feel like this card's good enough to have in the main deck.
It definitely is. The thing is, um, with Herods, you can actually play them with zero evil enhancements in main deck.
Dude, are we trying to go all in on making them can't be negated?
You have both Herod's Temple and Overtaken. You don't need any enhancement in main.
Oh
This is
gosh, that's
exactly
scary.
why this is
Can I at least put
that said,
Revolt in
this
there?
is your deck. This is your deck, so you can do what you want with it.
All right, I feel like Abandonment Revolt have helped me out too many times. I don't want to cut them, so I'll
Yeah.
move Feudal Inquisition to your board. But
Yeah. That said, at the cost of making your character pool even larger than it already is,
oh
do you want to
gosh,
know
what?
something really dumb you can do with Revolt?
What?
Okay, so we're gonna grab Agrippa II.
What?
Yep. Yeah.
No,
Trust me on this. Because once
no.
you see the other cards, you'll understand the funniness that happens.
I mean, like, I see Abandonment plus Herod Agrippa. Cool, I get to capture all their dudes. I mean, like, that's cute.
Oh, it gets much worse. Now you're gonna look up Temple Guard, Revelation of John 1.
Okay. What?
Then, for the piece de renaissance, put
Oh
in
gosh.
Goliath. Not that one. Or that one. Yeah, that
This
one.
one?
That one.
Withdraw all heroes?
Okay, so long story short, what you have is Herod Agrippa II can ban to Temple Guard since Temple Guard is a Sadducee. Then, Temple Guard lets you automatically play Revolt on Agrippa II regardless of initiative. Also, Revolt becomes CBP.
Yep.
Then, you can band in Goliath. And what Goliath's going to do is he's going to withdraw all of their heroes, CBN, which,
Yep.
by the
Yep.
way, becomes capture due to Herod Agrippa
Yep.
II.
That's cute. That's I love that. We're definitely gonna
And
put that
then
in. That'll
she
definitely make
negates
the cut.
both band and play abilities, which means Revolt goes back to your hand and Goliath goes back to your hand.
Oh wow.
So this is an infinitely repeatable block that can CBN capture your opponent's heroes every single time they go in.
That's kind of crazy, but I think it's a
And
little too
remember, you get to
spicy.
play Revolt twice in one battle.
I don't know about that. Anyways, let's go back to how about let's focus on some attack, some offense. Yeah.
That said, maybe I think you have 11 evil characters. We might want to get rid of a couple.
Okay, honest thoughts, Terrifying Beast, is it good enough to keep this around? Or is it just too
Go for it.
cute? Go for
Go
what?
for it. Go for getting rid of him.
I mean, I want to put it in, but sorry. And then
Yeah.
Herodias, come on, we don't need their.
I mean, the CBN locking your opponent out of their reserve is pretty good.
No, it seems just not that reliable.
Trust me, it definitely is. Do you know how many decks rely so much on their reserve?
Hmm.
If you can just
Okay.
CBN lock them out of it, also restrict targets the player, not their actual cards, which means that they can't just storehouse out of Herodias.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're just permanently CBN locked out of their reserve, which trust me is gonna make your opponents cry. That said, you might not like this idea, but your deck is consistent-ish enough where you don't need Deceiver or Am Slave.
What? This is heresy.
I
Cutting
can see
deceiver,
that, don't
cutting a
you?
slave? What?
Yeah. You don't need to do that, but your defense is very chunky, so you might want to if space becomes an issue.
I'd rather cut Herodias' daughter and Herodias before I cut the
Mm.
slave and
That
the
said, Herodias'
deceiver.
daughter is technically just Deceiver, but better because yes, it
It's
loses the
not though.
ability
It's
to
not.
yes, it loses the ability to go to deck, but here's the thing. You're putting your opponent at -1 hero every single time you block. CBN.
That sounds way better than locking opponent out of their board. Sorry, Herodias. You gotta go.
That said, Herod, sure. But then when you start playing Disciples and want to get Send the Helper and can't, don't at me.
Yep. Okay, I won't. All right. There. I've trimmed it down. I've trimmed the fat down to
Yeah.
7 evil characters.
Which during, as we know, quote unquote combo demic, which is actually a term I have never heard before. Jay referred to it as that. During that time, um having 7 evil characters was the optimal because the point is the exact same chance you have to draw a lost soul is the exact same chance you have an evil character to block that soul from being rescued
Great.
because that's how math works.
Great.
Anyway,
Okay.
I will be right back.
Okay. Let's take a look at these cannot be negated heroes.
um I think it's just my screen again. That said, um one of the things you can do, um there's 3 things you can do, and all of which you've already made videos on. By the way, go check those out if you haven't seen them already. Shameless plug, go Burr. That said,
True.
um, that said, your 3 options is go full honeypot lock with it if you want to. Of course, honeypot doesn't affect you at all because you can straight up just keep pounding the lone guy anyway in defense, and all your guys are CBN, so who cares? You could also use the Daniel Big Chonky Band, or you could use the Patriarch's Big Chunky Band, all of which are
Hmm.
viable options and is completely up to you.
What about the Black Widow band?
Black Widow.
I don't know. There's like this deck called Widow something.
Oh no,
And
Widow's been banned.
like no, not that one. It has Benaniah.
Oh, I know what you mean. You mean OT Red.
Yeah. What about that one?
You could use OT Red if you want. In fact, um, one of the people that's in our playgroup mains OT Red. It's pretty reliable, but your deck would really, really have to count on drawing into David or Joshua turn 1.
Right. These seem like the only heroes that are in that deck that would actually trigger Overtaken.
There's always Masson, but you kind of don't need him unless you need souls.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CBN play lost soul from deck. That said, um, I'd say OT Red isn't that great an option comparatively to the other three.
Okay, so you suggested patriarchs?
I suggested Patriarch, Honeypot, or Daniel. Any of them works, though Patriarch is the fastest, since I know you like going fast.
So patriarchs, what we have Abraham to trigger Overtaken. What else do we have?
We also have
Joseph.
IR Joseph, which is really fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's
That
two
said,
cards.
but they're the only two cards you'll ever need because, as it turns out, getting those two cards specifically is very, very consistent.
Mm. Okay, okay.
That-
I'm listening.
yeah, because the way Abraham works is um you can use pretty much any enhancement or like card that searches a Genesis hero, and then Abraham can get three visitors, and then three visitors can get Benjamin, and then Benjamin can get Joseph. Or
Dude,
better,
let's
you
do
can
it.
play Faith of Abraham
Yeah,
and
let's
just
do it.
get Abraham.
I'm doing it, man. Here
That's
we
if you
go.
want to play. That's if you want to play the Patriarch offense.
I want to. Let's do it.
All right. So you're going with the blue boys.
Yup.
All right. If you want to, of course, you could also make a joke where you add Rachel exclusively just to be Batman.
No, we're not gonna. Where's Rachel? We're not gonna do that.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
No.
It's just a joke. Rachel's such a terrible card, but in my opinion, it's worth it for the memes. Then again, you're trying to win, not to be funny.
All right.
So that said, the Patriarch guys, the blue boys, um, you want Benjamin. The reason you want Benjamin is because he can basically make it so that if your opponent tries to play a deck like Sadducees, they're just not allowed to. Just no to Sadducees. You can also play Faith of Abraham because here's a really funny combo. If you play Faith of Abraham and then band in Joseph, and your opponent decides not to underdeck something from their hand, you get a CBN battle winner regardless of initiative that you just get to play for free, which
Yep.
I find
Yep.
really funny. Um,
Covenant of Noah, right? Because it can just take Genesis humans out of the deck.
Absolutely. Plus, it's playable with delivered, which makes it even more funny.
Hey yo. Plus, it's a just a really good enhancement.
Yeah. If you want to go with really good Covenant, since that is kind of Genesis's specialty, Covenant with Adam is really fun as well.
With Adam. Wait, what? Oh, because I can
It's like
just get it
Overtaken,
back.
but like on steroids. It's Overtaken, but actually like usable in Genesis.
All right, we'll put it in the
And it's
maybe
really
board.
funny. Usually goes in reserve anyway.
Okay, I snuck in the
Since
peace card in there because I just really like peace is so good.
Peace is great, though then I'd recommend using the other Joseph or something. Because the problem with Peace is that if you're using Faith of Abraham, whatever enhancement you play off of it will get tossed by Peace, which kind of ruins the whole autoplay CBN battle winner idea.
Well, I think the banding chain plus the toss is really strong, and Faith of Abraham just to get Abraham is gonna. I think both would work in the same deck.
Maybe.
Okay,
That said, if you
I
want
gotta
to
get
have just search a Genesis hero, I recommend Faith of Sarah instead.
gotta get Judah in here. Judah and Jacob.
Yep.
Oh, here's a question.
And
Do we want to go with the roots Jacob or the
you can pick
lineage
either.
of Christ?
You can pick either. It's up to you.
Wait, let me see if there's any cannot be negated angels, because that could help us.
There are. There's some things like Cherubim, Captain of the Host, Michael, but Michael only works when you are running Lano Daniel.
Right.
I still wish there was an Old Testament, New Testament filter.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
find
that'd
it
be so
really
nice.
annoying. I just find it really annoying that Lackey doesn't have that. Because it's like sometimes there's cards that don't specify a book but specify OT, and it's like I want to find OT cards that might work
Okay,
with that.
so
Capitan can be a nice draw one if you want.
ah, yeah. Let's go with the I don't know about yeah. Let's go with the other Jacob.
The LOC Jacob?
Yeah, this one.
Sure. Yeah.
Boom.
Plus, it's better since speed. and we like
Yep.
speed. That said, we mean speed as in going fast and not as in the drug, because that would get us canceled.
Hey, man, speak for yourself.
Anyway,
Hey, what?
hey yo,
Hey, whoa. Okay, anyways.
um, you can grab Isaac,
Oh,
because
wait.
here's the funny thing: with Isaac and Rebecca, you can just do really funny things, really funny shenanigans. Because if you have angels, you can just be like, oh, which your angels, you only really need two. You can just be like, top deck your evil character that you've been keeping in territory, and then I'll banter Rebecca, and then I'll swap that out for Jacob, and then I just get more numbers. I have like a whole band, especially since Rebecca can convert Judah to Meek in order to draw two,
Wait, you lost me.
which is even funnier since if you have that Isaac and that Jacob, you can play it with Eliezer and just keep going chunky.
If an angel is in play, you may top deck, may ban to Rebecca. That doesn't seem that good.
It surprisingly is, because if you have Angel of the Winds or three visitors, you can just plop it in your territory, hit their evil character, and then ban to Rebecca, which swaps out for Jacob, and you just get an extra -1 on your opponent and 5/6. Plus, it's a great extension to go right off of Eliezer. Plus, Rebecca can convert Judah for draw two, which is really fun. It's Eli, I think. Blue guy.
Uh,
I think it's like Eliezer of Damascus or something. Yeah, there you go.
right. So this guy cares about speed for Rebecca and Isaac.
Yeah, so you can essentially just draw three, band Isaac, band Rebecca, Rebecca convert Judah maybe if you want to do that, draw two, and then go into Jacob, grab an enhancement from deck, and then go into Abraham, grab three visitors from deck, and then go into Benjamin, and then grab Joseph or whatever other fun son of Jacob you want from deck.
I'm just
And all of
using.
that becomes really funny.
Okay. I feel like we're getting up there on the heroes. I'll try your
Yeah,
Jacob. So you want me to put Isaac and Rebecca in my deck?
yeah, because then it's just nice extension into your band. It's just nice extra cards and extension. Especially if you convert Judah, you get another draw too. Since this one can't ban to Rebecca. You can use either one you like, of course. If you want to use Willing Sacrifice,
I
you might
don't
be able to
like
make
any
that
of
work.
them.
If you don't want to play either Isaac, that's fine. You can just remove the Eliezer thing.
Okay. I'm sorry, Eliezer. I'm just not feeling it.
Mm. That said, the chunky band becomes minimally less chunky, but that's
That's
okay.
okay. Let's
Yeah. That said,
let's put some more
I will
boys
let
in
you
there.
know ahead of time. Let's say our opponent's playing Honeypot, right? That might
Yeah.
minimally mess up our plans. In that situation, I would personally try and push either Zebulon or Joseph.
Zebulon. Why? Because
Draw
he's just gonna
two
get.
and then restrict enhancements. He's just nice.
Well, he said if they're playing Honeypot, like he's gonna get negated by Holy of Holies, right?
Oh yeah, you're right about that. I'm stupid.
But you're saying for like the pot of mana.
Yeah, because you can always just play Rubble and Dust to get rid of Holy of Holies.
Here's my plan. Here's my beat. This
Nuke the
destroys all
board.
fortresses.
But the tabernacle's protected by glory.
Oh, but my friend, don't you know that?
Because Antipas makes them ROP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That said, you might not like this. Executioner in main?
I'd have to cut something.
No, not necessarily.
All right, well, we'll
Oh,
think
never
about it.
mind.
We'll
You
come
want
back to that. Let's keep going with the offense here. I feel like we're narrowing down our
that
heroes.
said, I'm looking at your deck. I does it say you have 37 cards?
Yep.
Ooh, that's a little not good. Because we want to be at 36, so that way we have room for Doms and Souls. Then
Oh,
again,
I already
you do
have
have
Doms. I
6 on the
already put
Doms.
souls. So I put the 7 lost souls in, and I put the 7 dominance in.
Oh, well then yeah, we can go 50 and then we're fine. Never mind. I'm stupid. I have minimal amounts of intelligence. Smooth brain. That
All right.
said, my brain is not working today. Um, I think what we do is we start adding in power enhancements
Yeah, let's do it.
for the offense. I mean, because the defense really basically only needs one enhancement at any given time, which is Revolt.
Yeah, yeah. I want to add one more son of Jacob in here.
My recommendation is Naphtali or Manasseh.
That's oh,
And then
okay, let's see what.
Naphtali's useful as well, but he targets territory, so he's less exploitable.
Right.
You can do either though. Now then, if we're to add one more hero, I recommend the Angel of the Winds. Because he gets to swap out for literally anybody in your deck, and then if he's a cloud like Abraham, all your opponent's evil characters get negated. Dude,
Yep, yep.
dude.
Really
Yep.
solid. And you're saying Abraham is a cloud? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
See that. Nice. And
I don't
Jacob
know if
is
you
too. Cool.
noticed, but you know something that really, really irks me?
But
Look at Joseph from IR.
yeah.
Why is he not a prophet?
Um
He's like the staple prophet of the Bible, with the exception of like Moses and Daniel. How is he not a prophet?
right, right,
Because
right,
he's a
right.
prophet otherwise. But why is he not a prophet in IR? It irks me so much. It makes me so angry.
Yeah, I could see why.
Dude, confusion.
No, you're
That
thinking of a
said,
different confusion's a different card.
no, we don't need to play that one since we don't have the brigades for it. That said, if you ever decided to add more brown cards to go with Amalekites Slave, banishing your opponent's Son of God is always funny.
I'm not gonna add confusion to the deck.
I'm just joking.
You're just joshing me right now.
Yes, I am.
Okay, is 8 heroes enough, or should we get put more in there? I don't know.
It depends what deck you're running. If you're playing a deck that wants to like have their heroes a lot, the recommended number is 11 because then you have a 94% chance to pull one.
Is that
And I think it's
including
like
like the cards that
94.98.
is that the cards that like search for heroes too, like Covenant of Noah?
Sometimes, but yeah. But enhancements don't count. Cards that search heroes for free count.
Okay. Okay, what were some of the enhancements that you were saying that we wanted to play?
Oh, Forgiveness of Joseph is obviously a staple enhancement. You can't play any Genesis offense without it. That said, you already have it.
True.
You also really, really want the thing. I'm sorry. Why am I dumb? The thing. What is the thing? Think, no. Think. What is the thing? Okay. Joseph before Pharaoh. I believe it's
Oh,
yeah, there it is. It's very funny.
okay. Yep, that seems decent.
That said, I'm going to tell you now. The thing with Genesis is that while they're not necessarily good with battle winners, they have a really, really, really dumb amount of negate. Offering your son's good, especially since it basically can say search a hero because it can get to Cove with Noah. That's up to you.
Oh, okay, we'll put it in there for later.
Also, if you wanted, you could play maybe I don't know, another green guy or something. Because if you have two green guys, then you might want to consider adding in Virgin Birth. The reason that Virgin Birth is so nice is that star ability. That said, you don't need Virgin Birth for the deck to operate since you're going to be drawing a ton.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, you're going to be drawing much less, considering that your only real draw is Denarius now and Outsiders, but Outsiders doesn't count. Also, I just realized the Resurrection is like not going to work in this deck since you're not using NT.
Yep, so I cut
Sad.
that really fast.
Sadly.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
sad. That said, you can add another Son of God. Yes, imagine that, a deck with 7 Son of Gods. That would be so funny. Like, bro, that would be such a like really interesting troll deck. Like, literally, your entire offense is Woman with Child, and then you have 7 Son of Gods. So it's like battle phase, search Son of God, play Son of God. Can I do that again?
It's like, yeah, it's like harvest time and then 6 Son of Gods.
Yeah, that would be so funny. That said, we should probably only have one Son of God for yeah. Actually, you should have 0 Son of Gods
Why? No, don't tell me to not play Son of God.
because you may or may not notice something. Look at your heroes. Actually, wait, no, this doesn't work since you don't play Isaac.
No, we're not doing it. We're not playing Chariot of Fire. I'm sorry.
I love Chariot of Fire. It's one of my favorite cards. If you have a deck that has literal, you can play Buckler because
Hey,
Buckler gets
Buckler can get
Abraham.
Abraham. What the heck?
It can. Do you want to play Buckler just for the memes?
Buckler just for Abraham? That's my only
Mhm.
warrior. Wait, Jacob's it.
No, it's not.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Wait a second.
you can always play it just as a joke.
Wait a
Playing
second.
cards as a joke is always funny. That said,
Wait. No. This is not good, dude. I don't have any
it's
equipment.
not. You don't
Okay.
need any weapons. That said, here's something really really funny you can do. Goliath is a Philistine.
Okay. What about
You can
it?
add that as well. But you can also add Warrior Overtaken and just grab Goliath, which is really really funny to me. It's from the starters, the new ones.
Yep, yep,
I
yep.
think.
What about I'm just gonna put some Angel of the Lord in there. Second Coming.
Angel's
Just
always good. I highly recommend Rubble and Dust though.
Rebel in Dust.
Yeah, basically it says Honeypot, your deck doesn't work anymore.
What
So it's
about
really
Chronicle
good
of
at
the
countering the
Kings?
meta.
What
Hmm?
about Chronicle?
You could play Chronicles if you wanted to.
All right, I have three woes, Second Coming, Son of God, Out of Their Hands, Crowd's Choice, Angel, Lamb.
And I believe you want a sixth or a seventh Dom.
Yeah, I think I want Chronicle. I've been liking Chronicle a lot.
Yeah, you can use Chronicles or you can use what's the other one? Or you can use Rebel and Dust if you want to counter some of the more meta things. Either is up to you.
Mhm. Feel like I want a defensive dominant though.
Ooh. Grapes of Wrath is useful, though if your opponent's going lone, it might be better to just straight up play Christian Martyr.
Yeah. Oh, and I got cut
Especially
one.
since or do you still have Murderous Command? Or did you not add it?
I didn't add it.
Oh. Well then you can just add Murderous Command and then or not Murderous Command, I'm sorry, Warrior Overtaken as opposed to it. They do the same thing, so it's easy to get them confused.
Well, I'd rather do Murder's Command because I can get Amalekites Slave, right?
True, but think about this. With Warrior Overtaken, you can get Goliath and add Goliath to battle. And then Goliath will just CBM withdraw everything.
But
And
I
then they'll
don't know
have
if
to
that's
basically
good. I don't know if that's good,
because
man.
think about it this way. You can just wait until your opponent gets past your block, and then you can play it, so they'll have to fight a whole nother whole nother battle with a whole nother hero. So their position is far, far weaker. Since they already just spent so many resources trying to out your defense. That said,
But
if
look,
you want to go for direct murder,
my reserve is already packed full of stuff. I don't know if I have room for Goliath.
Goliath is still in main. It's been in main. I thought.
No, no, I took it out.
Oh, oh, you don't. You're not using that package.
I'm not
You're not
using the
using the
Revolt
revolt
combo.
package.
I took that out.
Oh, then never mind. Stick to barter.
Okay, okay. Okay, what's your honest opinion about Out of Their Hands? Good or just kind of a meme?
Good when your opponent doesn't have storehouse. Speaking of storehouse, we want to add that,
Chewy.
especially since we're playing Genesis. Another funny thing we can do is we can add racism.
No, we're not adding racism.
Yeah, look up Goshen. We can add racism.
Okay.
I call it racism because its ability segregates your brigades. It literally segregates cards based off of color. It is genuinely a racist card.
Right.
And yet it's very good in your deck.
So does this apply when opponents meet heroes attacking too?
Yes, it does. So this card single-handedly removes the entire Disciples offense as an option. Or at least removes their AOC as an option.
I see.
Which,
Okay.
you know the AOC is easily the best Disciples card.
Yeah. If I
Or
play
we can
Goshen,
play
then
Egypt.
I don't know
We
if
can
I
play
want to play
Egypt.
Abandonment.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That said, we can add Egypt in order to get either of our fortresses,
Yep, good point.
which is really fun. Um, I like how you're like, oh, I live in California. Nobody's in my time zone, and then I'm over here online all the time, every day. Like literally,
Okay.
whenever you want to play a game, just like DM me.
Right. Wrong.
Then I'll say that I think I am the most active person in the redemption community, at least
It's
online.
a that's a bold claim.
It's a bold claim, but I think it's accurate. Maybe someone like Jake. Then again, I play more. I think I like go for more games. I've decided to stop looking for games because I spend more of my time deck building now. But I'd say I'm up there. I'm up there.
Ooh.
Maybe like
Up
Jay's
for
a little
some.
bit more.
Let's do some reserve for famine in the main deck.
Absolutely. That said, um, do you want to do something funny?
Always.
You know how you have a ton of blocks already?
Yeah.
What if we added more
Or what?
blocks? Because now what we can do is we can play Book of the Covenant and then play not Book of the Covenant, but Covenant with Philistia in order to get Firefoxes from our reserve, which is another block if our opponent does literally anything speed related. And then on top of that, draw 2 more cards. Plus, it's a Genesis battle winner if we don't want to use it for the artifact side.
Um. The
If you
problem
don't
is
want to
like
do
they'll
that,
see it coming. If I take the Firefoxes from my reserve, they'll just see it coming.
yes, but here's the thing. Firefoxes, yes, is a block, and yes, they have to prepare for it. But unless they have a way to directly negate Firefoxes, they're still going to need to figure out a way to just directly out it, especially since they can't just like
I
not
feel
search. Like
like
they can
I
just
feel
not
like
search or do anything
the
better.
moths or the Firefoxes is best when like opponent doesn't see it coming and it kind of catches him off guard.
Definitely, but it can still make them play around it, which means they'll probably be playing more cautiously, which means they might just straight up mess up, which is useful. Obviously, that kind of hope that they don't like see through, like basically the whole hope that they kind of mess up thing wouldn't work against Jay or Jaden or like someone like crazy good since they literally are freaking like Bobby Fischer and just always make the correct decision no matter what. But yeah, that's an option.
Okay.
Another thing we can do with that is that here's the thing. You still have to like A, play around it, and B, you're more so playing it for the draw too. Because you still have CBN blocks everywhere with the Herods. But it's a good countermeasure if let's say Agrippa doesn't work. Or not Agrippa, Antipas. That said, if we want to
Let's put
really go for speed, Golgotha.
put the hopper in. Can't go wrong with a hopper.
Absolutely. That said, we might want to get rid of some good enhancements since I think we have more than we have heroes.
Oh gosh, you're right. Um,
Virgin
where do
Birth
we?
is the first one I cut
Yeah.
because we don't have enough brigaded heroes for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Because what happens when you draw into it?
You just kind of
You know,
sits there and it's dead card.
yeah. That said, can we look at your artifacts real quick?
I have an artifact, a
Okay.
curse, and a covenant.
We have so we have 2 OT artifacts. That's worth it. That's worth offering your son. In my opinion, it's worth it. Especially since your opponent's really, really gonna want to like try and put Overtaken back into your deck or something.
Oh yeah, and this deck's all about getting overtaken early. So
Yeah. That said, something I really, really like doing is theoretically you could play Delivered, or rather, you could play Denarius and then play Delivered to play Overtaken during the same turn, if you wanted to.
yeah, yeah.
Um, hold on a minute. That said, yeah, Faith of Abraham is kind of cute, but I don't think we need it since we're not going to be playing a ton of battle winners. Especially since racism, aka Goshen, will just toss it anyway. Same goes with Peace, but Peace is just an option for if your opponent gets rid of Goshen. So if we cut Faith of Abe, uh, that could work because Goshen would toss it anyway if we're going for complete like
Well, like
lockdown.
I'm not going to be playing this in battle, so I'm not going to be. Goshen's not going to be tossing it.
No, but here's the thing. It doesn't say played on it. It just says using it. Wait, no, it's not using it because it's being placed on it. I'm stupid. I am so dumb. I just realized because it's being placed on it, the character's not using the card, is it? It's just being placed on it.
Toss only applies to cards being played like after it, not place cards.
Oh my goodness gracious. I well now I need to completely get rid of that weakness that I just gave my deck. Okay. Anyway, Golgotha, of course, is obvious since we're playing a gospel defense.
I'd rather play Herod's Guard than Golgotha because I can actually block with Herod's Guard on turn 1 if I'm on the draw.
But what if both?
I don't have room for both.
We'll make room.
Okay, man. Let's look
Again,
at some Lost Souls now, perhaps.
making a huge mess and then trimming the fat is my deck building style. It does irk a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just adding a ton of like nonsense and then cutting until it like is at 50 is people don't like it, but that's how I build my decks.
All right, let's do 7
That's
Lost Souls here.
said, yeah, of course, obviously you have Hopper. Um, what kind of soul pool do you want to run? Because we have lots. There's pure speed soul pool. There's NT Unity is my personal favorite, but of course, not a lot of people use that one. There's kind of a soul surfer good stuff kind of thing.
I
It
like
really is
having
up to you.
our Lost Soul defense be into Unity, and that way I can have the defense against Matthew by running Protector.
Yeah. Plus, you get a double battle phase skip if you want to go
Yeah.
into Unity, which is really
Mage's just
funny
like so
considering that
strong.
all your guys are CBN. Yeah, because the double battle phase skip plus infinite CBN blocks is really, really, really obnoxious. You're pretty
Okay.
much at most going to have 5-2 in any given game, which is going to make this deck really, really hard to play against. That said, I don't think Revealer's that good. I recommend using Dull if
Yeah, I
you
like
aren't
Duel.
already.
Yeah, Duel's great.
Yeah. Plus, with their Herods, you can just yoink whatever card you need for the situation.
Yeah,
Like if your
exactly.
opponent's doing a huge banding chain where they're searching, oh, get the protected from multiple guy.
Yep.
um, we can also play Lawless and Imitate is required in NT Unity.
True.
Um, yeah, Lawless is really fun because speed and also being annoying for Soul Gen. Because in my opinion, so many people are like, Harvest is like this great soul that you need to play. It's like, but it isn't because you have Soul Gen off of imitating Lawless. It's
Yeah,
not
let's try
difficult.
that. I do like Harvest, but we could try your one that you suggested.
It's your deck. You can do what you like. That said, if you really wanted to, let's you could play Defiled.
Oh, I love Defiled. Heck yeah.
That said, I would probably cut if you need to cut one, I would probably get rid of Awake. Also, we can't play Hopper anymore since we're playing NT Unity,
Ah,
which is sad.
yeah.
But it's worth it for the double battle
Sad
phase
but
skip,
worth
in
it.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
Okay, one,
That
two.
said, if you want, you could theoretically try and sacrifice some of your offensive speed for Salty, but I don't think it's worth it right now.
It's not worth it. No, no, no.
I don't think it's worth it because your deck relies a little bit too much on good enhancements that are TC.
The reason I like
Since you have
Awake,
like,
it's also like Soul Gen if paired with Imitate, because I can search a deck.
yes, yeah, but also, since your entire Lost Soul pool is pretty much floodgates, you can just get whatever guy you want.
Yeah, yeah. On turn 1, this is really
That,
good against Matthew because I can just grab Protector.
yeah, it's absolutely hilarious as well because imagine, Dull is really fun against Matthew as well since it just is like, hi, would you like pain and suffering? Too bad. I'm gonna get this guy who just like kills you.
I feel like I
That
need to
said,
cut
how many cards are we
Lawless.
looking at?
I
Mm.
need to cut Lawless or Defiled here.
Um, really, you're at 8?
Yeah.
I will say, if you're at 8, the soul I personally would cut first would be Awake. But if you don't want to do that, that's your choice because it's your deck. Everybody
Okay.
has their own
Goodbye,
individual
Lawless.
deck building style, and it's up to it's like up to what you want to do.
Okay, we need to add 4 more cards. Help me finish this deck off. What are we
Okay,
missing?
let's look at our 8,000 GE real quick.
Okay.
Okay, how many 8 mil? Why do we have so many good enhancements? Okay, all right. Oh, numerous? Why do you have numerous? You don't have any star cards.
Dude, this card is sick.
Yeah, but like you have like at in total like 2 star cards.
Let's see. We
How do you
got
plan on
Judah. We
using it?
have Jacob. We got the visitors. We got
And those
offering
are
the
all
sun.
reliant on those are all reliant on having multiple heroes in your hand.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. Okay, okay, I'm convinced. Take it out. Yoink.
Don't get me wrong, it's good, but the problem is that your entire deck has to be star cards for numerous to work.
Yeah. If
Plus,
I was running a
you have
defense
to
that used, yeah,
actually
star cards.
actually draw
Right.
numerous since you can't just Emmaus Road to numerous anymore.
Okay. It's another
Um
easy cut.
okay, yeah. So we have that, we have that. What's the one? Okay, I think you're in pool. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let's see. That said, I think you're over prioritizing. I think you're over prioritizing the amount of good enhancements. Like you could probably play one good enhancement in your reserve and be fine.
Like moving some of these to the reserve.
Yeah, moving a enhancement to the reserve. Another thing you can do is entrapping Pharisees is very common right now. Which means that if you put down storehouse, that might put you at a really, really big disadvantage. Since your only real out to it would be angel. So because of that, I recommend putting if you don't want to do this, this is fine. But I recommend maybe playing the other Judah and then putting that in reserve because three visitors can get that, and then if your opponent captures someone like Joseph, you can always release whatever they capture because it buys you a bit of time to like draw into your woes or something and get rid of entrapping, or not entrapping, but like angel they're entrapping or woes your own storehouse. It gives you time to kind of do that if you want.
Well, like
That
entrapping's
said,
really, really good against single heroes, but I'm being attacked with the giant banding
true, you
changed.
are going to have the big chunk. You're going to have the big chunk as well.
And I have Angel of the Lord and out of their hands to take out entrapping. And
True, out of their hands is really really fun.
I'm already running Protector Lost Souls, so like
Yeah.
I'm already gonna be weak to entrapping Pharisee anyways.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I could have gotten those. No, you're good. Anyway. Can you just pick up that? Yeah, I can. Put the stuff on. Yep. Thanks, Dad. Surprise feature from my dad. Anyway, hold on, let me do something real quick. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, what? I think you have the wrong deck.
And I'm just looking at a deck for reference.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's fine. That said, one thing I see a lot is yeah, I recommend putting first sack in reserve and then grabbing it off of like storehouse.
Okay.
Because then what you
Yeah.
can do is you can just grab it off of storehouse and just go, hey, get rid of that evil card in your hand, and then banned and get rid of that evil card in your hand, and banned and get rid of that evil card in your hand. You know what I mean? It would just be really, really annoying. That said,
I like
how
it.
many cards do you have in main?
45.
Oh, I recommend adding another hero. In my opinion, that would be Manasa, or however you want to pronounce it. The reason is because more hand attack and more ability to just really floodgate your opponent. It's not that good against like a lot of decks since a lot of their evil characters right now are CBP, but it still makes the opponent have to think a little.
This guy, Manessa?
Yeah. A lot of evil characters are CBP right now, but in my opinion, it's still worth it just to make the opponent think a little bit more.
Ah,
If you don't want to, that's fine. Man's really
dang.
debating which Joseph he wants.
I was just thinking, like, is there a way I can play Romans Destroy Jerusalem and use Joseph to protect it from my stuff getting destroyed?
Actually, yes. Since everything is going to be discarded at once, so Joseph will technically be the only guy that dies. The only issue is that all your other patriarchs will die since you don't
Well,
have a way to
like,
protect them.
Romans Destroy Jerusalem only takes out New Testament heroes.
Oh yeah, I'm stupid, but yeah, you could play that Joseph because if it's protected, you could do that to get out. Actually, no, wait, you couldn't because if you play it on Antipus, it'll just be regardless of
Yeah.
this guy's protect.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that I think about it, that's like uh, you're supposed to be the one with monkey brain. Why does my brain not work? Why me no think? Why me no thunk? Anyway, um, you could theoretically do Joseph's house or whatever the goodness gracious is called
I'm
because
not putting any more fortresses into my deck.
true, but the reason I say that is because here's the thing. All of your guys are like going to be put down and then protected by Herod's Temple, right? So you can just make your opponent get rid of an evil card from their hand every turn. which
Hmm.
is just really obnoxious. I think that says hand, right? Or does it say territory? Can I see Joseph's house real quick? No, it's territory, unfortunately. Wait, wait, go over that again, I think? Hold on. My brain does not work. Uh, oh. Yeah, no. Then that's less good. Then again, you could be really funny and just like underdeck a Herod and then just research that Herod off of like Herod's guard or something. Since you do so much exchanging, you're probably going to draw into a bunch of cards that you don't need anymore since you've already drawn all your evil characters. Since you literally have like what, three different exchange guys? That said, if we're having trouble finding cards, maybe it's worth it adding Golgotha just to get more speed.
We do need more card draw. I feel like we could add Eliezer back in and then maybe Isaac.
Yeah, we could do the Isaac, Rebecca, Eliezer thing.
Yeah.
Plus the other card, I think will add up to exactly 50 as well. If we add Golgotha as well. I'm not 100% on that though. That said, I do like Willing Sacrifice less, but that's up to you. The reason I like Willing Sacrifice less is because you can't really use Willing Sacrifice as an extension if you're using Willing Sacrifice, as opposed to Cloud of Witness, Isaac.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
I'm saying if you added Isaac Willing Sacrifice, in my opinion, it's like less good. Yes, it gets you speed, but never mind. You have the right Isaac. I'm small brain.
Okay.
That's sad. I believe we have exactly 50 in deck now, right?
48. I didn't
Nice.
remember what you told me to add.
Oh, Golgotha.
I'd rather add Herod's guard.
You can add both, since you're at 48.
Um, let's think.
Right, since like you're at 48 and you add two cards, that equals 50. Because
Yeah,
math.
but I don't think my defense needs the help here.
It doesn't
Maybe like
necessarily, but
let me check and see if we're missing anything.
we could put in Herodias and do the CBN lock.
I could go for like this Joseph Silver Cup for some more card draw. Velocity.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
That, yeah, so add that, add Golgotha or Herod's Guard, and then we
Wait.
can kind of look, um, whichever one you want more. Oh, thank you.
All
Um,
right, we're at 50.
all right. Let me just see your deck real quick, like in full, whatever, just to make sure there's no like weird jank in here. Let's see. By the way, do you like how your deck has literally like two evil enhancements and it's still gonna work? That's the
I
beauty
love
of the
it.
Herods. They're so
Yeah.
simple and yet so good. Since they like
Dude.
literally need zero in hot. They zero. What's an enhancement? Just the posh way of saying enhancement. Like, why can't I speak English? It's the only language I know, and I don't speak it fluently. I have a problem. Um, yeah. Let's see. So we have that. Okay, yeah. It looks fine to me. I still don't love abandonment in main since I think you can just grab it off of Antipus. But then you'll just be playing like literally 8,000 different evil enhancements in reserve and not actually have a reserve. Like your reserve will just at that point be like four evil enhancements that you get off of Antipas. It won't even be a reserve.
You make a great
Let's
point
be
though. Like,
honest.
should I take Abandonment out of my main deck and put like Feudal Inquisition in the main deck? Or actually, I have a better idea. What about um, there's this yellow enhancement that interrupts the battle and captures somebody. Maybe I can play that instead.
Or if you want to be really annoying, you can play Duplicity because then you can just do interrupt the battle and then play Futile Inquisition if you
But
really
that's gonna
want to
get
be
tossed.
obnoxious.
It's a multicolor, right?
True. You're right about that. Actually, wait, no, because that's only if they have a meat guy.
No, I don't think you.
It's only if
We
they
can
have a
look at
meek dude. So
duplicity.
if your opponent's not playing meek, if they're playing like honeypot or something, that card works.
So duplicity, like, yeah, I'm just trying to minimize the
That
times.
said, a really funny thing about Jacob is that if he's in like if you're in a situation where you're running out of heroes, you can always just start banding to your opponent's meek heroes off of Jacob, which I find really, really funny.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh yeah, so should I take out my
Reclaimed is
abandoned and
fun.
put in reclaimed?
Well, abandonment can go in reserve, and then you can just have a four evil enhancement off of Antipus reserve, and then have that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
That
okay.
said, let's take a quick look see at your reserve. because I think you have a few too many evil enhancements.
Yeah, I do.
Honestly, this is fine. Do you still have Executioner in main?
No, it's in reserve.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, yeah, this works. That said, I think we need one more good enhancement and we'll be set. Um, some of the enhancements I may recommend. Um, I like I like blame shifting. I think blame shifting's underrated because right now a lot of the defense are like pick at your thing, like negate and discard this specifically. And what blame shifting does is it basically says no you. Like instead of them discarding your hero in battle, you discard their hero in territory instead, which is really really funny.
I like potential in the land as like a good utility card.
Yeah. Another thing you can do if you want to go really annoying with the hand attack is stolen blessing. Oh, stolen blessing because then you can just like yoink an enhancement from your opponent's hand and then use it against them, which is really funny if your opponent's or yes, it gets tossed technically, but it's a good way to remove a good enhancement that they really want from their hand, like AOC.
I don't know if I'm gonna get initiative to play it unless I am attacking with like Abraham's thing, you know?
Yeah, because you're just gonna spam the same attack anyway, so it's like you just be like, okay, well I'm gonna play this, yoink this from your hand, and then toss it against you,
All right.
nerds.
Well, I have 10 cards in reserve and 50 cards in main deck.
Yeah, so
So I
you have
think
a
we're
deck
done.
now.
Hey, yo.
Yeah. I
It's
hope you like it.
beautiful.
Yeah, I hope you like it. I'm glad I could help you. This deck, um, again, I always try to remind people because I give a lot of people ideas. It's like you don't have to listen to exactly what I say because it's your deck and you can manipulate it to how you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So, because of that, I yeah. So enjoy. If you want to use this in round two, if you haven't already, no wait, you already played Jake. But if you want to play this for the rest of the Grand Prix, that's up to you.
Dude,
Kind
that'd
of
be
tinker with
crazy.
it.
Okay. I'll definitely get
See
some
what
like
you
for fun matches in.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't currently have a great deck to use against you for this. I'd have to use my flood deck, and I doubt
No, I don't
that.
know if anybody wants to do that.
Yeah, I doubt that flood versus this deck would be an entertaining game.
No,
So
no, no.
so yeah, you
All
can
right.
kind
Well,
of
that's
just
your mission. Your mission is to build a playable deck that we can play, and we'll do another video to follow up this.
sure. And be be on the lookout in the Lackey coordination channel for anyone that might want to help you test out this deck.
Okay. Sounds great.
And you can like use it in the Grand Prix and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm
Thank you,
glad I
Mr.
could
Null.
say you're welcome. I'm always glad to be of service.